Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode with Ferrari, episode number 68 today for the Monaco Grand Prix of Season 5, round number 5. If you've of course missed any of the previous 67 episodes, then I recommend you go and check them out. There's a link to the playlist in the description below should you wish to binge watch them all. And of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. We're currently on 387 subscribers. It would be so nice to get to 400 subscribers. So if you have not yet subscribed, then please do. It massively helps me out to sustain the channel. It's the big red button under the video. But yes, thank you as well. But yes, moving on then. Monaco, I don't know. It's a track that we've had many ups and downs on over the years, and really this is no exception. It'll be interesting to see how we get on in the Ferrari, which is sort of a more top-end car as opposed to our previous misfortunes at this track with the likes of Red Bull. Although we didn't actually do, we did actually get a couple of podiums for Red Bull. We do very well, but then the for Renault or / Alpine, actually we were actually not that great around here. But R&D wise, I should mention, it's gone very well. We now have 4,500 resource points. Now, I was thinking that after the end of the last video where in Spain, where we struggled so much on the straights, I think it's time we get this last ultimate upgrade. We're the lowest. It's the lowest department apart from durability that we're on for engine power. So we're going to do that. Put that one on, and that's going to come in before the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. In actual fact, I can tell you it's going to be in at the end of the episode. That upgrade. We'll look also for a Sashi upgrade as well. Engine parts, I think this is probably going to be the last with this engine, race with this engine. We might probably bring it back. Maybe one of the slower races, some of the least wearing compartments. Obviously we'll continue to use this engine for practice because that's makes more sense. There's less cost of an engine. There's less cost if you blow out your engine in practice, as that brakes upgrade, by the way, did come through. So that's definitely going to help us get through. We're already well on our way. So already, even though that the R&D costs 3,500 resource points, we are gaining that amount, helped out by completing the practice programs, the weekly resources, and also our support from our teammate. You can see there on the R&D chart that our brakes upgrade is pushed us closer to Red Bull, who brought I think that's a major upgrade for them. Racing Point and AlphaTauri are the minor upgrade, but they've slipped behind us for quite some time. Williams are continuing to upgrading, and at some point Williams are going to overtake Renault, and then also McLaren as well in this career mode. It's just a matter of if they can build on their points finish, because of course, if you recall back to the open race in Australia, Kvyat found himself in the points, but we'll see if that car can spring into life. Obviously the Renault's been pretty poor. The Leclerc has only got that second place at Bahrain, and that's pretty much it so far. So we'll see if Leclerc can get points in its home Grand Prix, and we'll see what we can do as well at Monaco. Not really one of my favourite tracks to play because of a certain hairpin, which is impossible on a pad. Moving to qualifying then, the all-important, most important qualifying of the season, of course, due to the overtaking, although this is a video game, so pretty much you can still get a pass. But we want to be we've actually come out in the top 10 positions so far. Leclerc is up ahead, and Giotto as well in the McLaren car, so we do need to improve. The checker flag falls now, nobody behind us, so we're going to be the last man to cross the line. None of the shenanigans that happened at Zandvoort that we had when the slower teams mysteriously managed to get another lap in. You can see here that through that one corner prior to the tunnel, we did gain about 1/10 and a half. Now actually Bottas has crossed the line, set 1.94. into the chicane, and through Raskas we gained another 10th as well, and through the final corner we're going to gain another 10th as well. So up to the line it's going to be almost a 5/10 improvement. That's going to put us back up into P10, which again, it's an improvement from Spain, but it's not exactly where we want to be. Vettel up in P5, 8/10 in front of us. So we need to be sort of around his, where Verstappen is the man who's struggling for Red Bull. Wondering if this is where he's going to start to struggle and Albon takes the lead in that team. We'll have to wait and see, but now it's time for the race.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars climb around 40 metres up through Beau Rivage, onto the casino, and then descending down towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners here, 7 to the left and 11 to the right. There's one single DRS zone as well, so don't expect that to make overtaking any easier today. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Let's discuss Red Bull. We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Magnussen, Albon, Sebastian Vettel and Verstappen, Gasly, Norris, Stroll and a Ferrari, Leclerc, Ocon, George Russell and Joe, Latifi, De Vries, Daniel Kvyat and Antonio Giovinazzi, Matsushita and Luca Giotto. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I think we can. We always do a lot better in the races than we do in qualifying. Race strategy is going to be a one-stop. Quite a long stint on mediums for a 25% race, but again, I think the undercut's probably going to be a little key here, depending on if you can get in, if you can get in the free air or not. But as you move to 5 red lights then for the Monaco Grand Prix, it's a little bit overcast, but there's no rain forecasted, and away we go. And it's a good start. Vettel and Stroll has a poor start, it's bogged down. I mean, get stuck behind the AlphaTauri, then dive down the inside. I had to cut the corner in order to make it with the overspeed there through that corner. I mean, get up into P6 behind Verstappen. FIA deeming that as a legal move. Bearing in mind, I think Verstappen and Norris would dive down the inside now of Sebastian Vettel and move up into P5. So this has been a very good start for us on the opening lap. We need to obviously maintain ourselves ahead of the likes of Verstappen as well, although we do need to try and make up the position. And Verstappen now is, Vettel is being chased by Verstappen, and Norris and Gasly there behind them as they try and get past our teammate. But our teammate's doing well, and now we sort of caught up to Albon. Top 3 are breaking away, which is frustrating there because the Mercedes looks so fast, and I do worry that Sainz or Bottas could probably run away with this championship. It's a great move on Magnussen there. Not really an overtaking spot you want to do. I think we did an overtake there before in this game, back in season 3 I think it was, when Leclerc was in the Ferrari and we were in the Renault I think, or the Red Bull. But we done the inside. It was a beautiful little overtake, and now we've got past Magnussen, which was the good thing for us. And we jumped to lap 7. Unfortunately, bad news for Vettel. His race is now over because the team's decided to double stack. I did tell them I was coming in this lap, but there we go. And you can see there Vettel, just see the delay. There we go. It's a delay for the AI. It's the same thing as we watch for as Magnussen comes out the pits. Watch Verstappen. So Verstappen has got in front of Magnussen. So this is a little bit bigger for the championship because that's us, the next car, and Verstappen is on it. He's coming out the tunnel now. Can you look around the outside? No, we defend the inside, and only one going through there. Otherwise, do only two Alpha Tauris are starting to come up. We jumped to lap 15. We retained P4 throughout this race. Albon, Bottas, and Sainz are still a couple of thousand light years up the road. Their pace is a lot better than mine. They're about a second a lap faster than me. Speaking of Carlos Sainz, we need to start worrying about this man if he wins this race, because he won the last race in Spain. Is he going to have one of those runs the AI do and go on to win like 4 or 5 races in a row and put the championship out of our reach? We'll have to wait and see as the engine starts to wear out. As I said, this is the last race with this engine potentially, although probably not the control electronics, considering the fact they're only the 16%. But yes, we jumped to lap 20. Verstappen, he tried a little bit there, a little bit cautious, almost went into the barrier, scraped the barrier on the right hand side. I think we actually did there on the right hand side, just grazed it, not enough to cause any damage to his final lap anyway. Across the line we come, and it's P4, which I would definitely take after a poor qualifying, but we do need to improve on qualifying if we are going to take the fight to the championship, because our lead is now in tatters basically. Carlos Sainz absolutely dominated this race, fastest lap as well, just to add rub salt into the wound. Bottas comes back from a disappointing Spanish Grand Prix to finish in second, with Albon getting the final podium. He's starting to get some momentum after a poor start. Behind us, Verstappen, Magnussen, Gasly, Norris, Leclerc got some points, second with this weekend, and Vettel could only come into 10th place. So our championship lead is 6 points, which is not great. Much rather have a bigger lead than that, and that could go if we don't get a good result the next race, Azerbaijan. Verstappen has dropped to 3rd place after he finished behind us. Bottas has now joined him on points, and it's the top 4 really breaking away from ourselves as well. And Vettel didn't only score 1 point today, and didn't really do much. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, that's pretty much over now. Second is what we can aim for really.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Things looked close between you and your rival for a bit, but you came out on top, didn't you? You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
Cannot be serious!
I think the less said about Claire there, the better, really. We've won the rivalry against De Vries, the first we've actually won on this game. To be fair though, De Vries is in the Haas, so it's not really that much a claim anyway. And there's that engine upgrade coming through as well, and we'll have enough for that tyre upgrade. I know it's a 25% race and we don't really need that tyre upgrade, but we do need the 2 upgrades that are after that, the weight redistribution and the and the weight reduction upgrade. But all those coming in, we're going to have other engine parts. 2nd July is the next one, which I believe is just before the British Grand Prix. No, the Austrian Grand Prix, I think. In terms of Sashi, I think we're going to put this ultimate tyre upgrade. That's going to come in before Azerbaijan as well, which is good news, because that means we can then build our resource points, and then we'll put either weight reduction or weight redistribution upgrade. I haven't quite decided which order I'm going to do these upgrades in. We could save the resource points and do them together, and then following that we've only got 3 aero upgrades left. Bearing in mind we are top on the aero standings anyway. Durability I don't care about, because Vettel hasn't even retired yet, and he's the only one that's really been affected. We're doing well on the parts. We might have to take an extra part, as we usually do around Silverstone, but to be honest, I'm so bad around there. I mean, it's only our advantage anyway to take an extra part as well. Yes, obviously, we've got 3 good Grand Prix, and that's really going to sum up if we can win the championship or not. If we win Azerbaijan, Canada, and Austria, we have won before, and they're good tracks of mine, then it will put us in for a good shout of winning the World Championship. If we don't if we fall off the podium at least one of those races, then it might be curtains. We'll have to wait and see. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you do want to see plenty more of this road to seeing if we can win the World Championship with Ferrari in this 5th and penultimate season. But yes, if you have enjoyed, then leave a like, and until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.